Hi, dear friends and subscribers. Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. And we are looking at the first of the Tri Series finals in the CB series, that is the Commonwealth Bank Series 2012, which was played in Australia between the hosts and Sri Lanka. And well, it was Sri Lanka who put up a very good fight, I thought, after Australia made 321 for 6 after winning the toss and electing to bat. Australian innings was spurred on by David Warner, who was the man of the match. In fact, they had a very beautiful partnership. The opening partnership was the one which really set up things for Australia to go to a score of 321 for 6. And it was all set up by this opening partnership between David Warner and Matthew Wade. David Warner, well, one of all the strokes that he was playing was he was playing straight, and that was good to see. And he was also hitting the ball in the right areas. And basically, David Warner made 163. This was the uh, highest score, individual score recorded at the Gabba. And David Warner contributed 163 of 157 balls with 13 fours and 2 sixes. And he was involved in a very good opening partnership with Matthew Wade, who continued to impress. And the way Matthew Wade was batting, it was really a real sight to see. His strokes were just flowing, and they were keeping the scoreboard ticking at a very good rate. And that's what enabled Australia to get into opening partnership of 136 for the first wicket before Matthew Wade was the first to go. Caught Rangana Herath. That was another good one of those best catches. Will go down as one of the best catches because Rangana Herath just stretched out his hand at the fence and got a hand to it. And basically, anyone else who would have taken the catch would have just lost the balance and fallen down and probably lost the ball. But Rangana Herath was so conscious that he held the ball throughout his fall too. He too fell, but he managed to cling on to the catch, and that was very important breakthrough for Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka were kept, they were really not having anything to do. They have nothing to show for, and then finally they had Matthew Wade's wicket, which came through that very classic catch by Rangana Herath. So Matthew Wade was gone for 64 of 72 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. And other than that, so as I said, this was basically set up by this opening partnership. David Warner got a lot of partners. He had Shane Watson, who made 21 of 25 balls with 1 4. And Daniel Christian made 10 of 8 balls with 2 fours. David Hussey was out cheaply today. Caught and bowled Rangana Herath for 1. Michael Clark, the captain, contributed 37 of 25 balls with 5 fours. And Michael Hussey was not out on 19 when Australia reached 321 for 6. David Warner was simply superb. He batted with a lot of purpose, and as I said, he was playing straight. He was hitting the ball straight, and that was really good to see. So 321 for 6. The bowling figures: Lasith Malinga had once again, after Virat Kohli gave him a mauling, today it was David Warner and Matthew Wade. 8 overs no maiden, 1 for 74 for Malinga. Kulasekara 10 overs no maiden, 1 for 60. Farwiz Maroof bowled 9 overs, 1 for 64. Good to see Farwiz Maroof back into action, but couldn't do much today. Tilakendra Dilshan 9 overs, none for 35, was the most economical bowler today for Sri Lanka. Damika Prasad 7 overs no maiden, 2 for 51, proved a bit costly. Rangana Herath bowled 7 overs no maiden, 1 for 36. As far as Sri Lanka were concerned, it was faced with a huge total of 321 for 6. They had to really, the openers Mahela Jayawardene and Tilakendra Dilshan had to really go into run scoring mode, and that's what they did. In fact, they raised the 39 runs in I would say 28 balls, which was good going, with Tilakendra Dilshan smashing boundaries at will. In fact, he made 27 of 22 balls with 5 fours. But then Mahela Jayawardene, after making 14 of as many balls, with the first victim, as Brett Lee was the one who actually gave them the breakthrough by picking up the wicket of Mahela Jayawardene, caught by Matthew Wade for 14, and Dilshan followed him to the pavilion, clean bowled by Brett Lee for 27 of 22 balls. And then it was Kumar Sangakkara and Dinesh Chandimal, the form man of the series. But Dinesh Chandimal, for a change, couldn't really do much, as David Hussey, who did a fine job also picking up 3 wickets, came in and started picking up the wickets. He actually had the wicket of Dinesh Chandimal for 14 of 27 balls with 1 4. Lairu Thirimane was out for 14 of 30 balls. and Kumar Sangakkara was there, but Brett Lee picked up his third wicket as Kumar Sangakkara was gone, caught Shane Watson ball Brett Lee for 42 or 49 balls with 4 fours. So, and Sri Lanka, like having faced with a target of 321, we know Sri Lanka can definitely chase 300, and they have did it against a lot of other teams in the recent past. But well, as Kumar Sangakkara left, the score ranked 115 for 4. Lairo Theramane left with the score at 125 for 5. And that when Farvez Maroof was out, caught by Daniel Christian of Hussey for 8, that made the score 144 for 6. And I would say Sri Lanka were absolutely no hopers. But what transpired after that, because they had one of the recognized batsmen, Upul Tharanga, in the middle, and it was 144 for 6 in the 30th over, so 30.1 overs, and you could imagine 20 overs were left off. But looking at what the situation was, anybody would have said, well, Australia had the game in hand. But well, that was something that Australia would have been thinking, and probably the fans would have been thinking. But no, there were Nuwan Kulasekara and Upul Tharanga then stitched together a very good partnership. 144 for 6 became 248 for 7, with Upul Tharanga playing the anchor role there, just staying on the wicket. But it was Nuwan Kulasekara who was doing all the scoring, and Nuwan Kulasekara just went after the bowling by smacking sixes of David Hussey. In fact, his six was all cleanly hit sixes. We know he has the capability, but today he came into full force. Previously he had probably a 150 in his one-day career, and today Nuwan Kulasekara, I am sure, would have scored his highest ever score in one-day internationals. And you know what this does. But it was very surprising to see that we didn't have two all-rounders yesterday, Angelo Matthews and Thisara Pereira, who did a fine job in the preliminary stages of the Commonwealth Bank series. But Nuwan Kulasekara had to take the mantle today from them. But he did it in what wonderful fashion and gave a real scare for the Australians. And the score reached 248 for 7. Kulasekara's score was 73 of just 43 deliveries, 7 fours and 3 sixes. A wonderful knock. He also picked up the gaps at times. And Upul Tharanga was the man who was just staying there, rotating the strike, getting the singles, giving Kulasekara the strike. And it was good to see some very good combination doing the work for Sri Lanka there. And after that, they had Dhammika Prasad coming in. Dhammika Prasad came in, and he also started giving good support to Upul Tharanga. But Upul Tharanga fell. He was caught by Hussey on the bowling of Watson for 60 of 67 balls. And that made the score 285 in the 46th over. And that was another 36 runs still to get for. But again, as I said, there were absolutely no hopers. But well, Dhammika Prasad came in and breathed more life into it by cracking 31 of 21 balls, 2 fours and 1 6. But they lost Rangana Herath, who was a victim, as Shane Watson was absolutely on the money yesterday. 9.2 overs, no maiden, 33 runs and 3 wickets. He was bowling in the right areas. He was bowling stump to stump, making it very difficult for the batsman to really connect. And he was also picking up the wickets. So Rangana Herath was gone, caught Doherty, bowled Watson for 5 balls. Lasith Malinga came in, and there was some hope because Dhammika Prasad was hitting the ball very well. And Lasith Malinga, we know he's no mug with the bat, but Lasith Malinga today couldn't do much, as Shane Watson had his wicket, as Sri Lanka had already made 306 in the 50th over, and 4 more balls to go with 14 still to get, still a possibility with Malinga and Dhammika Prasad at the crease. But Malinga holed out to Michael Hussey in the deep off the bowling of Watson for 1. And that was all over. So 306 all out Sri Lanka, losing the first of the Commonwealth Bank Series Tri-Series finals by 15 runs. So that makes it interesting as we go to the Adelaide Oval now. And Adelaide Oval, where Australia and Sri Lanka will take the second match. But just to talk about the bowling figures, Brett Lee did a wonderful job in the starting stages. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 59. Ben Hilfen, and one point that I would like to make here is that today, Ben Hilfenhaus and James Pattinson were absolutely off colour. They served a lot of half volleys to the batsman. It was dispatched with disdain, and Ben Hilfenhaus and Pattinson were really, really guilty. As you see the bowling figures, 4 overs cost 46 runs for Ben Hilfenhaus. Pattinson's 5 overs cost him 49 runs. Shane Watson, the pick of the ball, was 3 for 33. Xavier Doherty did his job in the middle, by really throttling the Sri Lankan batsmen. 10 overs, no maiden, none for 39. Hussey was the one who was picking up the wickets to have the Australian, the Sri Lankan innings on the rack at 144 for 6. He picked up 4 for 43 of his 8. Daniel Christian bowled 4 overs, but was very costly. It cost him 33 runs. And in the end, as I said, Sri Lanka almost made a fist of the target of 321. And one would have said they would have been absolutely no hopers. But Kulasekara was the one who breathed life into the match by cracking that 73 very valuable runs. In the end, it didn't prove so valuable, as Sri Lanka unfortunately lost the match. But what a match we had here in the first of the Tri-Series finals. But before I go, I just need to tell you something here. This is some news coming in from Pakistan. Pakistan, as you know, they have been doing well of late in the test matches, but they lost the one-dayers to the Englishmen. They have a new coach, and I think that is really going to strengthen this Pakistan cricket unit, because Dave Watmore has been declared as the new Pakistani coach for 2 years. And I think Dave Watmore, with his experience and with all his experience that he has at his disposal, I'm sure he will galvanize this Pakistani unit into a real winning one. And also, Fountainhead has been named as the new fielding coach. On this note, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I would like to end my Cricket Happening show for today. Thanks for your tremendous response to this Cricket Happening show, and keep watching Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram signing off. Thank you.